They go for it again. The only thing is this Koraidon isn't, well, okay, I crit them. That's something. They forfeited immediately. I don't blame them. That's a really badly timed crit for them. That's really unfortunate for that opponent. What I was going to say is the only thing is Koraidon clicking Screech means Koraidon isn't attacking. VGC Legends, the series where you know the drill at this point, except you don't because I'm making a change to the series. You see, I have a bit of a problem here. I have packed all of the rest of August with scheduled or planned uploads, and Regulation I ends at the end of August. And a few things have happened. I got very into VGC 2018 for a little bit there. Regulation J was announced, and I wanted to make a video with that right away. Plus, I just straight up miscounted days at one point. So right now, I am 1 over on this series. If I add nothing more to my plans, August will end, and Reg I with it, and there will still be one legendary that I didn't get to. And I said that all along that I might not get to all of them, but to get that close and fall short, I'm not really comfy with. Plus, that assumes that I add nothing more to my plans, which I don't think is a safe assumption, because at time of recording, there's not a specific timeline yet, but it looks like the Prismatic Draft League is probably coming back very soon. My personal favorite content on this channel, obviously I have to make room for it. So, I have a bit of a problem, but I also have a ready-made solution, which has maybe already been tipped off by the thumbnail. I don't know because I haven't spun the wheel yet. You see, something I haven't mentioned, I have said many times that this takes inspiration, this series, from something I did years ago when I did not have a YouTube channel and was just doing it to pass time and keep myself entertained. I did something like this, except I went in Pokedex order in Generation 7 Smogon Ubers. What I don't think I've mentioned, because I didn't think it would come up, is that I also included mythical Pokemon that time. Because when I was a kid, in the early generations, English language Pokemon media didn't draw the distinction between legendary and mythical Pokemon. I think that existed in Japan already, but in English we were told Mewtwo is a legendary Pokemon, and Mew is also a legendary Pokemon. So is Ho-Oh, so is Celebi, you get the idea. I don't know when they actually introduced the legendary mythical distinction in English, but I know that I personally didn't take it very seriously because it wasn't what I was used to from my childhood until I got into VGC. And then the distinction mattered for competitive play. So at the time that I was doing this in Gen 7 Ubers, I just thought of mythical Pokemon as legendary, so I included them in the list. And that's what we're going to be doing here. This series is making a jump to Regulation J, and I'm going to be adding mythical Pokemon to the wheel. And it's not an accident that I'm doing it right now. I actually made this decision a couple episodes ago, but the reason I'm doing it now is that there are 16 legendaries left on the wheel, and 16 mythical Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. And so right now, with a snap of my fingers, there we go. The number of Pokemon on the wheel is exactly doubled. And there's a 50% chance that this very spin will give the series its first mythical selection. A few other notes. Obviously, I said in an earlier video that Reg J would probably pick back up on this channel in September. I've just changed my mind. I don't really think that needs addressing, but yeah. I had that idea back then, now I have a different idea. This does mean that it's going to be harder to use resources like Munch Stats that I've been using. Munch Stats might be fine. Top Cut Explorer will be largely useless for a lot of these videos because there are no events in Regulation J for it to draw from. Point is, those resources will be less useful than before. I think I'm fine with this. They're good resources. They pointed me in the right direction sometimes, but I did sometimes feel like they were getting a little bit away from the original sort of spirit of this series, which is me just, you know, vomiting up whatever is in my head onto the team builder and seeing how it goes. I was basically fine with that in the end, but I actually was already planning to ban those resources from the last 5 or so episodes of the series. So in a way, I'm kind of just doing that early. They'll still be useful sometimes, I think, but not every single time, and I'm completely good with that. In terms of upload schedule, obviously this allows me to spill over into the next few months. I have gotten used to doing these very regularly to try to get them all done by the end of August, as was the original plan, so I think I'll keep up roughly the same routine. But I'll be a little bit more willing now to bump them further down the list, the upload schedule, if I have another idea that I want to try out, because I do have that time now. Finally, before I spin the wheel, I'm not going to go through every single generation and see what is what this does for the numbers, but I do want to highlight a couple. Generation 2 is actually now the one that's closest to being finished. Can't say I saw that coming, but we just got 3 Gen 2 legendaries in a row just before the jump to Reg J. And Celebi isn't in Scarlet and Violet, so Ho-Oh is now standing alone here. And I also want to acknowledge that Generation 6 is now on the wheel for the very first time with 3 whole mythical Pokemon. So for the first time in the series, all 9 generations are represented here. And any one of them could be the one that gives us the very first Reg J selection from the wheel. Let's see what we get. It's time. Oh, we went just past Gen 6. Instead, we're going to Zamazenta. Alright, old familiar. Would have been nice for a Reg I one. I'm sure it holds up well in Reg J2. Let's find out together. Alright, Zamazenta does, of course, have 2 forms to choose from, but like with Zacian, I think this will be a pretty simple choice, even as I seriously entertain the idea. I mean, you could put leftovers or something on Hero of Many Battles Zamazenta, but I think I'd rather always have the higher stats and steel typing from Crown Shield Zamazenta. I also don't think I need Munch stats to figure this one out, so it's a good debut for the new look of this series in a way. I love pairing Zamazenta with Chien-Pao. We know that here. I think we can get rid of this form. But yeah, for Reg J, I guess I have to think about... Is there a mythical Pokemon that would pair really nicely with Zamazenta? Or do I just go to the tried and true Shadow Rider Calyrex? So what are Zamazenta's issues? Zamazenta has some trouble with ghost types because it mainly hits hard with body press. I probably still just want like body press, heavy slam, wide guard, and protect, right? I could do an iron defense Zamazenta just to give it that little extra flair in its own video in the series. I actually do think I like that idea. We can revisit it, but hypothetically, does that really work so well with Chien-Pao then? I think it still does. Anyway, is there a mythical Pokemon that I want to pair with Zamazenta, or is it just Shadow Rider Calyrex? Zamazenta has issues with ghost types. Chien-Pao helps with that already. Zamazenta can be overwhelmed by fire. While it's weak to fire, fighting, and ground, it can be overwhelmed by fast attackers, as well as other Zamazenta and Sacred Sword Zacian in certain situations. A restricted that checks wolves might be a good idea. I also could run a Volcarona or something. Landorus is a threat, but Chien-Pao helps deal with that. Sun teams with like Chi-Yu can give me trouble. Also, gravity is probably a thing in Reg J. This will be my first time playing Reg J outside of the video I made with my first battles in Reg J, so I don't really know the format, but I think gravity is a thing because people are trying it with Darkrai to make Dark Void hit things. So people could try that with like Groudon and like Fire Blast or Overheat Chi-Yu as well. I could run a Kyogre. But yeah, something helpful into wolves. Let me see. There's always Fire Arceus or something like that. Honestly, that's not the worst idea. I think probably just sticking with Shadow Rider Calyrex is fine. Oh, I could run Volcanion. Huh. How much does that really bring to the table? I mean, I could just run a very typical Zamazenta Shadow Rider team and just see how it does in Reg J. That's a kind of experiment, right? See how it holds up in a new format with a bunch more Pokemon legal. Volcanion ought to be an actual pretty good check to Zacian at least. Maybe not so much Zamazenta because it doesn't resist body press. That actually seems like a pretty significant flaw as far as checking opposing Zamazenta goes. And then I guess Miraidon is an issue as well because it outspeeds, speed ties, hits super effectively. And I probably want Rillaboom on this team. I think I'm just I think I'm gonna leave the mythicals for future installments, and I am just gonna do Shadow Rider Calyrex, Rillaboom, Incineroar, Urshifu. This is not that different, I guess, from the Arceus team I used. Although that one had Lunala. But yeah, I'm just gonna make a Reg I team. You pretty well know the sets for these Pokemon. I can make the cut pretty early here. I think I will just do typical wide guard protect on Zamazenta, and the experiment that we're doing here instead of enabling Iron Defense Zamazenta is just trying this and seeing how it holds up in Reg J with crazy new Pokemon running around. The one big question is who gets the Focus Sash. Last time I gave it to Calyrex and Life Orb to Chien-Pao, and it's tricky, right? Because Chien-Pao wants to sit on the field for a while when it's enabling its teammates like this. I guess I feel a little less strongly actually about that when I have Incineroar instead of Entei. Because Entei was another big damage physical attacker. Incineroar not as much. But also, I think I liked the Sash on Calyrex last time. Because I was able to preserve it as a late game win con when opponents just didn't have enough damage left after they took a lot. You know, after they took a beating from all these guys. So I think Focus Sash Calyrex is the way to go for now, and I think I'm just going to make the cut here. You know the sets. We'll look at them anyway, and then we'll see how this does in the world of Arceus and friends. Feels like a tale as old as time at this point. Body Press, Wide Guard Zamazenta, Mixed Bulk, a little bit of speed. Max Speed, Nasty Plot, Focus Sash, Terra Dark, Shadow Rider, Calyrex. I've also gone back to Terra Dragon on Zamazenta for now. Chien-Pao. No room for the Sash, unfortunately. But it hits very hard with that Life Orb. And I'm still running Taunt for now. Assault Vest, Terrifier, Rillaboom. Support Incineroar. Scarf, Rapid Strike or Shifu, Max Attack. Feels a little bit weird to not be using a mythical Pokemon in Reg J. I mean, they're kind of the appeal of the format for me, but there are 16 of them on the wheel. They'll definitely get their due. For now, we're going to see how this stuff holds up. Let's go. Okay, this is a Reg G team, and kind of an odd one. Garchomp, Talonflame, Incineroar, Shadow Rider, Calyrex, Sylveon, and Grimmsnarl. One restricted. No mythicals. Not that mythicals are necessary, but it's odd that they only have one restricted. But they probably have Tailwind, they probably have screens. So, it might not be the easiest team to break through all the same. And actually, Talonflame, you know, normally I just like to spam a Zamazenta Chien-Pao lead. Talonflame makes that tricky, right? They're not good into it. They're not terrible into it, actually. I can Icicle Crash it while it probably sets Tailwind. I'm just going to do it anyway. I think I want to bring Rillaboom. I can weaken Earthquake. I can Grassy Glide this. I could bring my own Calyrex, but I think I'd rather not play the Speed Tide game. I think I'll actually bring Urshifu and leave the Calyrex behind for this one. So I'm only bringing one restricted. Anyway, they lead Sylveon and Chien-Pao. Look at that shiny Zamazenta. Kind of wish I had one in game. Looks great. Yeah, I'm gonna... I mean, they surely have Wide Guard, right? Or, I don't know why I said Wide Guard. They surely have Gale Wings, right? Not Flame Body. So probably I can just do this while they set their Tailwind. I missed the Icicle Crash. Okay, not ideal. But the Sylveon goes for Calm Mind instead of attacking. Now, a Hyper Voice is going to hit hard. I can't stop it with Wide Guard. I'm not sure it's worthwhile. They might just click Moonblast or something. Terra Blast even. But if the Talonflame wants to attack now, I've broken Gale Wings, so it won't have priority. So I think for this turn, I'm just going to Sucker Punch Talonflame and go for Heavy Slam into Sylveon. They just stay setting up with Calm Mind. Okay. Well, Heavy Slam just one-shots. I was worried that a Hyper Voice under Tailwind would do a lot of damage, but... Now, they haven't Terrassalized yet. They could still Terrasalize their Calyrex. But I think I'm just going to click Body Press into Garchomp. I could Terra Dragon. I don't think I need to. Click Sucker Punch into Calyrex. They're playing pretty straightforwardly so far. Okay, see, if I clicked Body Press into Calyrex, I could have covered for the Terra Dark. But if I was wrong, then the Body Press would do nothing. I didn't think it was worth it. They take out Chien-Pao here. I mean, I think from here I could just lock Urshifu into Surging Strikes and win with that, right? Okay, I have to get out of their Tailwind first. So I'll go Rillaboom first. I'm going to click Fake Out and Body Press into Calyrex. It's possible that Garchomp is Choice Locked into Dragon Claw or something, in which case it's not going to... Okay, it's not, but it attacks Rillaboom. So Zamazenta does still get to land the Body Press into Calyrex. At this point, I can win with Urshifu, but it doesn't even look like I really need to. I think if I just body press and wood hammer here, one of them will get the last KO. They go for Earthquake. I guess they probably don't know that the grassy terrain weakens Earthquake. It's a slightly obscure interaction, I guess. There is a specific list of ground-type moves that are weakened by grassy terrain. It's not all ground-type moves. It's not most ground-type moves, but Earthquake is one of them. I'm obviously not very high on this ladder because this is my second time ever playing it. But there we go. That was the first game. No mythical opponents so far, but we'll see what we get. As we keep going here, this person does not have a mythical Pokemon. They have Ice Cube. That's fun. That's actually pretty scary, right? With Belly Drum. Especially when I have so much physical offense on my team, so the Ice Face can give it cover to set up. They have Miraidon, Alola, Ninetales, Kyogre, Raging Bolt, and Raichu. 3 electric types, 2 ice types, and then a water type that's also hanging out. They probably want to spam some Thunders. Oh, they have double weather too. That's a little bit weird. I guess Ninetales is like, they probably only bring it. I mean, it could be like Terra Ice Blizzard Kyogre. That has been a thing in the past, but alternatively, maybe Ninetales is something they only bring if they're going for Ice Q setup. And as scary as Ice Q is, it also is kind of afraid of Zamazenta, so I don't know if they'll go for that. When in doubt, because I really don't know how to play into this, I'll just bring my tried and true lead. Urshifu could be good here, but it has issues with Raichu and Raging Bolt. I think I'd rather just bring Rillaboom and Calyrex. Rillaboom can change the terrain, of course. They do get their electric terrain immediately, and they brought the Ice Q. The other thing, of course, is they have that electric and ice coverage, so I do want to switch Rillaboom in here to change the terrain, but I risk taking big ice-type damage from Ice Q. That said, if it attacks this turn, it doesn't set up, so I think I'm okay with it. And I'll just look to break its Ice Face here. Actually, if they brought the Ninetales, they can reset the Ice Face. That's probably the main thing Ninetales is for on this team. That Electro Drift hurts. It definitely does. They break Ice Face. They have Body Slam. Didn't see that one coming. I just want to get rid of this Ice Q if I can. Will they switch in Ninetales? They do. Wow. Well, that's why I double targeted Ice Q. But it might not work out for me. I break Ice Face again here. The good news is they're not really threatening any significant damage into Zamazenta this turn. Rillaboom takes an unboosted Ice Punch. Doesn't quite KO though, so it trades itself for 80% of Ice Q's HP. Not ideal, but I get Shadow Rider Calyrex pretty freely here. And the Astral Barrage is immediately threatening KOs into things. And I could Heavy Slam Ninetales, but I think I'd rather Body Press because that does a lot more to anything switching in. But yeah, I'll just click Astral Barrage here. I believe Ice Q is faster in its no Ice Face form than it is in its Ice Face form, but it's still not going to be faster than a Shadow Rider Calyrex. But yeah, get rid of that big block of ice on your head and you can zoom a little more, I guess. They stay in with both Pokemon, so we knock out Ice Q and get a boost. Ninetales hits Aurora Veil, and then drops to a Body Press. They'll have Miraidon in the back. Oh, I can't change the terrain anymore, actually, so Miraidon is really scary now. Miraidon and Raichu. Raichu's threatening Fake Out. But I mean, I think I can just protect an Astral Barrage. They can't Fake Out Calyrex. No Fake Out. Astral Barrage almost KOs Raichu through the Aurora Veil. Oh, Parabolic Charge, okay. That makes sense. They give a Lightning Rod boost to their own Raichu, as you saw there. Oh, they take out Calyrex with a boosted Electro Web, too. That's actually really scary. I don't have the Sash on Chien-Pao. I might just lose to this. I'm going to Terra Dragon here. Hopefully Miraidon is locked into Parabolic Charge. Oh, Terra Fairy. It's probably not. Or, even if it is, it takes my hits a lot better now. I think I lose to this. Let's see. Yeah, Chien-Pao just drops. That Electro Web's going to hurt. I don't have Grassy Terrain anymore, so I can't even protect and get some recovery. Yeah, they got me with Miraidon Raichu. That's a fun duo. And against my physical offense, the Ice Cube slowed things down early in the game. I ended up trading Rillaboom for it, which You know, if I hadn't done that, this might have worked out a lot better for me. I guess I was just afraid that the Ice Cube would click Belly Drum. Maybe I didn't need to feel that threatened by it anyway, though. When I had Shadow Rider Calyrex in the back, I think I shouldn't have thrown the Rillaboom away like I did. That was a fun team. Alright, still no mythical opponents, as this one has Kyogre, Incineroar, Tornadus, Urshifu, Sarina, and Miraidon. Scary Rain team. Scary Rain team for sure. Definitely bring these three, and then I probably just bring Calyrex. Urshifu could be fun here, but I think Calyrex it is. Has everybody had a Miraidon so far? I can't remember whether... Oh, no, the first opponent definitely didn't have one. They only had Shadow Rider as a restricted. Okay, they lead Tornogre. I could Icicle Crash Torn, or I can Sucker Punch Ogre. I can't do both. I can Wide Guard, though. Wide Guard and Icicle Crash, and then if they go for Water Spout, they don't accomplish anything from that. If they go for Hydro Pump, then I'm in danger, but I do want to get rid of the Torns. They can only set Tailwind once. It's Thunder, and it just takes out Chien-Pao. Okay, I should have Sucker Punched the Ogre, I guess. I don't know. I get Rillaboom now. You Protect on Ogre? I actually think I'd rather just Woodhammer that slot right now. Go for damage. If they don't have Protect, they might switch it out anyway. Bleak Wind. They're just attacking. And they stick with Thunder into Rillaboom for some reason. Looks like I'll trade Rillaboom for Ogre here, which is not the worst thing in the world, but I am falling behind quickly in the Pokemon count. And I get Calyrex onto the field while they still have 2 turns of Tailwind. Don't love that. Might have to Terra Dragon Zamazenta here to take the Surging Strikes better. Don't love that either when they probably have Miraidon in the back, but like, you know, I'll do what I can here. Oh, the bigger problem is I can't protect Calyrex because of the Unseen Fist. That's a huge problem. I'm going to try to take out the Torn. Terra Dark does nothing for me this game anyway, almost certainly. And I'm just going to click Psychic into Urshifu, but I'm probably kind of cooked here. Bleak Wind. They close combat Zamazenta. Okay, letting Calyrex survive this turn I think is how they can lose. Oh, it's Sash Ursh. Never mind, they're fine. Because I still can't protect through this turn of Tailwind. So instead I just attack, and I think I just... Oh, I could have Wide Guarded there, actually. But, yeah, it doesn't matter. Ursh takes me out with Surging Strikes. Alright, just got overwhelmed by offense there. I haven't faced a mythical Pokemon yet, and this is already kind of a rough start. Ice Rider Calyrex, Smeargle, Incineroar, Terrapagos, Indeedee, and Fluttermane. By the way, where are all the mythicals? I understand that a lot of them are not super competitively viable, but like, leaving aside what I'm doing because it's a very specific series, why are you playing Reg J if you're not using mythicals? Isn't that the fun of the format? I don't know. That's how I typically feel about it. Obviously, I'm not using a mythical right now, but I will use all of them. I guess people have different goals. Some people want to try to see how high they can climb on the ladder or something. That's not really what's of the most interest to me. But I shouldn't criticize. Anyway, Zamazenta goes crazy into these Pokemon, potentially. With Chien-Pao, I can taunt things. I don't know if I bring Calyrex to this one. It's good into Ice Rider, maybe unboosted Fluttermane. It's bad into everything else. I think I want Urshifu in this game. And there's definitely a case for bringing Incineroar. There's definitely a case for bringing Rillaboom. I'm good with Incineroar, actually. I'm going to leave the Calyrex behind. We'll see how that goes. They lead Incineroar in their Calyrex. I'm going to protect What do I think is doing the... What do I think is the fake out target? I'm not gonna guess. I'm just gonna go for body press and taunt. And they'll stop one of those, and hopefully I'll find an adjustment. They fake out Pow. I was hoping they'd fake out Zamazenta. I would really wanted to taunt their Calyrex. I do at least take out Incineroar here. They just go for high horsepower into Zamazenta, though, so I was looking to deny a Trick Room or something, but they didn't go for it anyway. Trick Room or Leech Seed. Here's Indeedee. That can use Follow Me, and it might want to, so I'll just look to KO it. I don't think it is using Follow Me, though, considering that they protected their Calyrex, but I land my Icicle Crash this time, take out Indeedee. Maybe that was going for Trick Room. That would make sense. Here, I think I'm down to break their Terra Shell, and again, taunt the Calyrex. They Terra Stellar immediately, so no Terra Shell for them. That means they just take super effective damage here. It just one-shots. And yeah, they went for Trick Room. Alright, that was a quick one. Sometimes Zamazenta and Qianpao just sweep like that. Sometimes they get overwhelmed. Okay, I was going to play this out until... even after one more loss, I was going to play this out until I ran into a mythical Pokemon, but I don't have to. We do finally see one here. Original Color Magearna, something I don't have in game, though I do have many ordinary Magearna, because I just played through Gen 7 a bunch of times and did that event each time. Ice Rider, Calyrex, Incineroar, Ursaluna, Annihilate, probably with like Final Gambit. That's hard to deal with, I think. I guess I can lead Shadow Rider, Calyrex. Oh, they have Indeedee, Magearna, so they probably want to. They probably want to use Final Gambit to activate Soul Heart and then set Trick Room. It's probably what I'll do when the wheel gives me Magearna. Anyway, Shadow Rider, Calyrex makes that harder for them. And if I lead that with Zamazenta, then I can threaten Incineroar if they lead that. That's what I'll do. I think I'll bring Rillaboom. Kind of want to bring Ursh. Ursh is really bad in Trick Room, but really good out of Trick Room here, so it's a mixed bag. I'll just do it. Okay, it is Annihilate Magearna lead. So what I think I want to do here is protect Zamazenta so they can't Final Gambit into it, and click Astral Barrage to weaken the Annihilate in a hurry. Maybe I should Terra Dark? Probably not. They could even read that. They Terra Water Magearna immediately. They do go for Final Gambit into Zamazenta, so yeah, my play works. We just take out the Annihilate. That does give them 1 Soul Heart boost, but not 2, and I still have my Zamazenta. And honestly, I didn't remember that Magearna can set its own Trick Room. That's a bit of an issue here. Well, their Ursaluna isn't boosted yet. I'm going to try to take advantage of that and Body Press Magearna here. They could protect both of their Pokemon. I think that would be a good play by them, but I'll try to take advantage if they don't. And I'll just protect my Calyrex. Ooh, they protect Magearna. Ursaluna just goes for an Earthquake. Okay, I could have KO'd that before it got the Flame Orb, but I thought they would protect it to get the Orb. I'm in a bad spot here. I'm going to protect Zamazenta and switch Calyrex out to Rillaboom, and I'm just trying to stall out the Trick Room at this point. I guess if Rillaboom gets in safely, then I can threaten Magearna with a now super effective Grassy Glide. So that's something. They could have Indeedee to switch in, though. Or they could just click Facade. Protect and Facade, right? Maybe I want to fake out Ursaluna if I think Protect Facade is coming. They went Headlong Rush into Zamazenta, okay. And Dazzling Gleam, that does a lot to AV Rillaboom. Here, yeah, I'm going to say that Magearna wants to protect. I'm just going to make a read. Could be wrong, but I hope it isn't. And I'm going to Body Press and fake out into Ursaluna. Ursaluna protects. What does Magearna do? Not protect? Uh-oh. Okay, Rillaboom survives. And there's 1 turn left to Trick Room. They might protect their Magearna here. But I think it's okay even if they do, right? Because if Rillaboom goes down here, I can get Shadow Rider in and threaten it with an Astral or a Psychic. Or I can get my Urshifu in. I have options. I'm going to go for Grassy Glide into Ursaluna and protect Zamazenta. Get some good damage there. The Earthquake takes out Rillaboom, but now Trick Room is over, so just threatening a lot of damage into Magearna here is good for me. I think here I go Urshifu. Body Press Ursaluna to keep that in check. Or do I just double into Magearna? I think doubling into Magearna is okay. Try to make sure I get that KO. But the hope here is that the close combat KOs it, or whatever switches in. They DC'd, but just for a moment. Probably just a connection trouble on their end. Yeah, I don't want to take a hit from the Ursaluna here. My hope is that they leave Magearna in close combat KOs. And I get the body press into Ursaluna. Perfect. Worked like a charm. And what's their last Pokemon? Ice Rider Calyrex. I think that's going to be hard pressed to win from here. I'll just attack it. They do look like they're having connection trouble, unfortunately. They get Trick Room, but Glacial Lance I don't think KOs anything from here. And if they high horsepower, they still take an attack from my other Pokemon. Maybe it KOs Urshifu because I've clicked close combat twice. But again, I think they're just opening themselves up to a body press if they go for it. Also, I think they're DC'd right now. They have 30 seconds to come back. I'm pretty sure this is not intentional. It looks like their connection is just spotty. Oh, they're back. Yeah, Glacial Lance does not KO anything. Not even close on Ursaluna. They drop to a body press. Nice. Alright, we finally faced a mythical Pokemon, and Zamazenta came out on top. I think at this point we just play until one more loss. This is also a Magearna team. They challenged me. I don't want to take challenges. I'm just laddering. My bad if your connection issues messed with your game there, but that's just not what I want to do here. Alright. Oh, Soul Heart. Okay, Flamigo is interesting. It can copy Soul Heart boost, but it can't really do much with them. Its special move pool is really sad. I know because I drafted Flamigo in my first PDL season, and I was hoping to run Special Flamigo with Co-Star at some point, and then I actually looked at the move pool. Anyway, it's another Annihilate Magearna team. I'm going to lead the same way as last time. This one's not... this one's not as aggressive, right? It has these balanced buddies here. It also might have Tailwind on Flamigo. I think I still bring... Do I still bring Urshifu? Opponent says hi. I'll say it back. I don't know what to bring. Honestly, all of my Pokemon beyond the restrictions feel kind of bad here. I'm going to bring Champao because it passively powers up Zamazenta. And it can offensively threaten Amoonguss and Calyrex. And I think I will bring Urshifu. It's just sort of my biggest burst damage mon beyond the restricteds. Alright, it's Annihilate and Magearna again. I'm going to make the same play as last time and hope it works out again. But we'll see. I don't really know the Annihilate Magearna meta. Okay. Went exactly the same as last time. Is Magearna setting Trick Room? Because that's... Oh, didn't KO, so not exactly the same. But the final Gambit is now not a threat, so I can just Body Press and Astral again. Right, because 8% final Gambit is not going to do very much damage. Yeah, it did 8%. They do get a Soul Heart here, but now Magearna takes a single target Astral Barrage and a Body Press before it gets to move. So that KOs. And they forfeit. Alright, quick one. Zamazenta is just feeding on these Magearna so far. Let's see if we get another mythical opponent before the end of the video. No mythical here. It's Serperior. We love Serperior on this channel. Friend of the channel, Serperior, with Koraidon, Whimsicott, Grimmsnarl, Miraidon, and Amoonguss. Interesting team. Tailwind, Screens. I don't completely see how all these pieces fit together, but we'll find out. I do see 3 grass types and 2 dragon types, so I would like to just click Icicle Crash into things if I get the chance. I probably won't get much chance to do it, but it would be nice. I'll bring this. It's faster than the restricteds outside of Tailwind. The outside of Tailwind part might be tricky at some points, but... And then, I mean, 3 grass types. I'm going to bring Incineroar. Maybe I should bring Rillaboom to be able to change the terrain, but then what does Rillaboom do to most of this team, right? I don't think it's worth it. Honestly, Grassy Surge might be good enough here to be worth it anyway, but Incineroar just does a lot more overall. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, Koraidon Superior lead. Very scary, for sure. I'm gonna Terra Dragon immediately. That could create issues into Miraidon, but I don't want to be taking super effective close combat or Flare Blitz, or especially Collision Course right now. Back to Qianpao this turn. See what they go for. Okay. That's an interesting tech. Side Screech to boost their Superior's defense. That's really cool. Oh, and then, ooh, Breaking Swipe Superior. That's gonna be tough for Qianpao to deal with. Good news is Breaking Swipe won't affect body press damage. That's a silver lining here. But yeah, this is already pretty scary. That's a really cool tech. They go for it again. The only thing is this Koraidon isn't... Well, okay, I crit them. That's something. They forfeited immediately. I don't blame them. That's a really badly timed crit for them. That's really unfortunate for that opponent. What I was going to say is the only thing is Koraidon clicking Screech means Koraidon isn't attacking. And it's probably strictly better just doing damage, right? You just get more out of that. Alright, well... who knows what happens if I don't crit that Superior, though. Anyway, feels kind of sad to treat a Superior like that, but what can you do? Here's the Shadow Rider Zamazenta team. This could easily be the 3rd loss of the video. It's always a tricky restricted mirror. I'll just bring these and Incineroar. Not great into Zamazenta, but well, if I Terastallize it, it's good. But Incineroar is pretty good into the rest of their team. Okay, they lead Smeargle Torn. Often these teams both just lead both restricteds into each other, but actually my Zamazenta is the only restricted on the field here in turn 1. They can fake something out, but I'm just going to attack. They pick up Pow. I would rather have gotten the hit into rather have gotten off the Icicle Crash than the Body Press, but I'm sure they understood that. Moody Smeargle. Unfortunately, can't really. I don't think I can Sucker Punch it because it's probably not going to attack, right? So it has a prime chance to put somebody to sleep now, and there's not much I can do. They taunt Zamazenta. They Spore Pow. Okay. I'll knock out Smeargle here. But stuff's scary. I can't Wide Guard now. That's why they did this. Qianpao can already wake up, though. It is possible. And I hope it happens. Astral Barrage. I don't think that's KOing anything immediately. Oh, they could Bleak Wind. They do. They hit Pow. Okay, I guess I should have Sucker Punched Calyrex, because then there was a chance that Pow would wake up and actually move. As it is, I mean, I'll go Incineroar here. But their Tornadus still has no damage on it. And I don't really have any way to deny another Tailwind. I guess I have to just... I think my win con here is my Calyrex, so I think I have to just let Zamazenta go down and go look for a KO into their Calyrex. They KO Zama. I get their Calyrex in return. I cannot intimidate whatever they bring in. It's probably Zamazenta anyway. Yeah. Okay, I guess this turn what I'm going to do is protect Calyrex, keep the Focus Sash intact, tear a bug so Incineroar can take... That means it's not going to take Bleak Wind so well, but I have a lot of special bulk on it and Bleak Wind can miss. This way I can take Body Press, and I'll go for a Will-O-Wisp into Zamazenta. They could protect to avoid a Fake Out. No, they just Body Press, they take some Helmet Chip. Tornadus goes straight for Bleak Wind, no Tailwind. Incineroar does survive thanks to a lot of special bulk. And am I just counting on Bleak Wind misses the rest of the way? I mean, I think I have to focus on the Zamazenta first. Could knock off the Torn. They'll probably KO Incineroar before it gets to actually do that. Obviously, I'm clicking Psychic here because that Wide Guard is pretty telegraphed. They get a speed drop with Bleak Wind. Not great. Not much need for them to bother with Tailwind anymore, I think. I think I just run out of steam here, unless they miss a bunch of Bleak Winds, but it can happen, so that's the out that I'm playing toward. We take out the Zamazenta, drop to a Bleak Wind, and sure enough, the third loss to wrap up the video is to another Zamazenta Shadow Rider team, as was foretold. Well, it always seems to go that way. This is not my best Zamazenta Shadow Rider gameplay I've ever done. A couple of those games were pretty rough, but I really got caught off guard by the Miraidon Raichu stuff with Ice Cube. That was a really fun team. The Screech Koraidon was really cool. I don't think it's actually good, because I think Koraidon is always better off doing damage. But it was a fun setup, and it might have given me some real trouble if I hadn't crit the Superior turn 2 like that. So some fun teams for sure. The only mythical opponent we ran into is Magearna, but there'll be more. And of course the wheel will give me mythical Pokemon as we go. So overall, as a start to the new era of this series, I'd say that was a fun one. And who knows what crazy Pokemon is coming next? There is a greater than 50% chance that it's mythical, whatever it is. VGC Legends, the series where you know the drill at this point. Except you don't, because I'm making a change to the series. You see, I have a bit of a problem here. I have packed August with planned or scheduled uploads, and August ends at the end of August. Let's try that one again.